But yeah, as you can see, the dull chipmunk that the wrecking yard used to cut this had no sense of direction, and so we're going to have to do a little bit of scabbing in here.
Yeah.
Either that or cut it further in, but then we lose our marker lights.
Yeah, and I'd kind of rather keep the marker lights. So we did some measuring along some using that seam as a baseline because it's the same on both ends, or should be.
Should be.
And going across different body lines and stuff. We figured since we've got that end straight, we're pretty much using that end as a template for this end. And yeah, like Elliot just said, the way our line goes is a little bit
on the crookedy side.
On the crookedy side. And the floor is a whole nother matter that we're not worrying about yet. But yeah, got some other progress done. Earlier this morning I went out and started clearing some of the paint around where we're liable to be welding, and also cleaned up a little bit of the gas can area so it's be easier to weld patches in eventually. But yeah, it's coming along.
One thing we should do when we start tacking this up, when we've got it tacked well enough it can hold its own weight, we should try the doors again and make sure they still close. Make sure we haven't racked this thing.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, I think installing the rear doors as soon as we can would be good. And so, with garlands in his hair.
If I didn't know better, I'd say she might be ready to set in place.
Yeah. Well, let's fit her up, try her out. Alright, we're trying to get the body mounts out, and they don't want to come out, and we're not entirely sure exactly how they're captured in, so we're just gonna bash it with a hammer, see if that works.
Brute force it. Let's Google how these are supposed to come out.
Alright. Well, the Googler told us that basically to just keep doing what we were doing, but we switched to a bolt that we don't care about rather than Elliot's nice socket set, so we can whack on it with abandon.
Weeks later.
Yeah.
Here, you do the others.
Alright.
Hey!
There we go!
Okay, so the problem was we had too big of a thing on it. Now we know. Sweet.
Awesome! Now we got body mounts.
Yeah, can even reuse them.
Just that simple. Of course, I say that. I think I only got the nut.
Oops. Bollocks.
Well, I guess we'll try hammering it like that some more.
Yeah.
So, our problem was we discovered that on the this top mount bit, the size bolt we were using doesn't actually go all the way through. It's
we were just hammering on the top bit.
Yeah, when we should have been hammering on the lower bit on the inside there. So, what we did is we just ground another one down so that it'll fit through the top bit just fine, but it should still hammer on the inside bit.
Let's see if this works.
In theory.
In theory. We will return after these technical difficulties. Okay. Well, that was a pain.
Yeah.
But it's out. Let's make sure this thing fits up.
Yeah, because the whole reason why we had to go and do this is because the mounts were bumping up against that frame rail, and that's no bueno.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Now it should fit. Yeah, so funnily enough, we ended up sticking the pucks on there, and that's got the level about right. We're just doing some more trimming to get it to true up. Clearly, the rear end, the dimensions shrink as it go back, because it's a little short on all sides, but it's consistent, and we're at a point where I think we can work with it.
Oh yeah, it's a little closer. Too bad we don't just have a giant chop saw.
Yeah.
Just true everything up. The James Bond helicopter saw.
Yeah, there you go. You know it's the middle of a long day when you have to fix your tools.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, we're trying to fix the same tool we were fixing before. We're at a slight bit of an impasse here, being that, for one thing, this portable thing, the battery overheats too quickly. And another thing is the hole saw we're using, and we're not quite even halfway through the hole we're trying to drill for... we decided to go ahead and use the body mounts for the locations on the cab, since they're the same size mounts in a place, and we tested them out, and it brings the floor level and everything to a pretty good height. So we just gotta try and drill a hole a bit further off from where they were before. We might just run off, get something to eat, and grab a new hole saw.
Or two, or three.
Or two or three.
Four. Let's see, you got halfway through one hole.
With the cheapest hole saw money can buy. If I got a nicer one, it might last a little longer.
Might last through the rest of the hole.
Yeah. We'll see if we can get this drill to work, maybe, and then go do that.
Can only go well. You got a breaker on the circuit, right?
Yep. Two in fact.
Good. Spinning the right direction.
Hey!
I'll be damned.
Got it right! Of course, you know what's going to happen as soon as we get it all put together. It's going to be spinning the wrong way.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've got her going, got her working. Yeah, no one's the wiser.
Except you guys who just saw it.
Let's go get something to eat.
Yeah.
Well, it took a bit of doing, but we've got a hole drilled.
Saw.
Yeah. New hole saw, and a little bit more of a active lubrication system.
Yeah.
And it, yeah, got her all the way through.
Yep.
Now the other side.
Well, we're partway through the second hole, and yeah, there's some smoke. Yeah, coming out of the drill. So, gonna let her cool down a little bit here.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep her going just enough to get that other hole out.
I think that's about all she's got in her. Drilling holes in 1/4-inch frame members, maybe a little more than Black & Decker designed their
3/8 drill for.
Yeah. Okay, so Zach has come up with an idea to cool the drill down more quickly.
In a fit of creative desperation, we've got our makeshift vacuum blower, and we're going to air cool the drill.
Like a Volkswagen. Okay, well, it's a little cooler, but it's making some really bad noises.
And it's having pieces shoot out the sides, so
I think she's near done.
let's get the hole out.
Just get a little bit of extra tooth factor going on here. Black & Decker is triumphant.
It has served its purpose well.
Yeah. And it still works. Sounds like a bunch of gravel in a garbage disposal, but it still works. Well, you did good, Black & Decker. You did good. Well, you got the job done, put it that way.
That's good enough.
Now we can move on to this damn thing.
Yeah.
That's right, we were fixing a van, not just trying to keep a drill alive. Funny how you get sidetracked.
Yeah. You know, little things like that. Huh, you know, there used to be a hole right there.
Yeah.
Uh.
Of course, we need to do something about the floor here, kind of fouls, but...
Yeah, we, just by staring at it, we have noticed that it only just barely fouls, so what we're thinking about is this bit right there. I mean, we don't even have to cut all the way across, we could just cut...
Yeah, we just need to clearance it a little bit.
Some sections out, but it's just
got a low section of floor right into the doors here.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, this,
And the body mounts are in, and there's a ratchet strap, so we can go drive this thing.
Yeah. Have a sunroof.
Yeah.
And we've also got the welder out, so now maybe we can finally start sticking things together permanently.
And maybe fill up some of these holes here.
Yeah.
And the holes where they took your ladder.
Yeah.
I do like that you've got a badge on the back from Ford of Denver.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the inside looks about the same as, well, the rest of the inside, so...
Yeah, this one just barely fouls. There's not much clearancing we gotta do here. Sweet.
And could just open the windows.
Yeah.
Have some fresh air.
It's also helpful because it means whoever's in the cab can shout to whoever's sitting in the car with the brake on, because the parking brake doesn't work and we forgot the straps.
Yeah.
Okay, well, these doors open almost all the way, but we can't have that, can we? Moment of truth. Almost.
Welcome back to Sketchy as Heck with Zach and Elliot.
Okay.
There, now it'll just rocket the truck into the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna run a little gas here, set the regulator.
Got your mask?
Yep.
Kind of hard to catch on camera with
the lighting how it is.
Yeah.
She ain't going anywhere. Well, hopefully she's going a lot of places, but not independently.
Yeah, we've got this whole section right there zapped up a little bit right there. We're definitely going to need something to fill that gap at the bottom.
Yeah, this may be the original 3D printer, but I don't think we can fill that much.
Yeah.
So we got some metal scraps for that.
Alright, well, so got this edge pretty well all welded up. Still have a little bit on the top here, but we threw on the new sheet metal roof to kind of fit it up, and yeah, it's going to need a little work. Obviously there's going to be a step back here, but Elliot's has an idea that we can just weld in a bar of angle iron and have it there to like mount up lights or something else up on top if we need to. Maybe have like if we need to run straps up that way for some reason.
Work lights, truck horns.
But yeah,
Loop signs.
it's coming along pretty well. Alright, well, it's growing dark. Elliot needs to go home once again. It's annoying how that works.
Yeah.
But we have managed to completely, more or less, weld around the outside edges that we can.
We've even got her patched in over here where the chipmunk strayed off the line.
Yep.
Luckily, the chipmunk strayed by enough off the line on the other side to the other direction that got enough metal to put her right here.
It may look scabby, but there isn't a giant hole there.
Yeah, it would look a lot scabbier if there was a giant hole there.
There is one there, and there, and over there, and up here. But, you know, this is just the sunroof. Yeah, and we've got clearance for both of the doors to open at the same time, and I'd say I'm pretty happy with this thing right now.
Yeah.
I say we got a lot done. Oh yeah, gobs of room, I say, snagging on a cable. And on that bombshell, it's time to end for today. So as the wind rustles the laurels through Elliot's hair, we will say goodnight for now.
Good night for now.
And till next time.
Don't do anything that we would do.
All right, not entirely sure when this is going to get cut in. This is a day or two after Elliot and me welded everything together. You can see I kind of went and ground down the welds a little bit so they look a little cleaner. Discovered there's a couple pinholes here and there that we'll need to fill in again later, but since it's going to be a while until Elliot comes back down with the welding gas, I just threw a quick layer of self-etching primer over all the bare stuff we'd done just to make sure it doesn't get too dirty or corroded or anything. I've also cut the roof line in back here a little straighter, and I've also got this piece of angle iron all mocked up. This will serve a couple different purposes. First and foremost, it helps to fill the gap between this lower level and the other level. Also, it helps provide a bit of strength because this is pretty solid stuff, and help tie in, keep the structurally sound rather than just have a bunch of flimsy sheet metal everywhere. And also, I do like Elliot's recommendation of drilling holes for spotlights or work lights to illuminate the back. I don't recall if we got it on camera, but we discussed the side windows some more and decided we are going to go ahead and try and I decided on using clear polycarbonate sheet because it's a little bit less prone to breaking than clear acrylic or plexiglass. So yeah, I've got some of that on the way. Figure what we'll probably end up doing with that is weld in another strip on the side here, either end, so that way we've kind of got this inner lip all the way around. That way we can just drill a hole or two if we want to for fasteners to hold the window in, and then just put some kind of gunk or sealant or what have you around the outside lip and press the window in, fasten it down, and help out the blind spot that would otherwise be if we just plated it over with metal. When Elliot comes down, he'll also bring down some extra scrap to see if we can patch up the gas tank, and also this lovely holy floor. But yeah, so it's coming along. Right, another day, another bit of work. I decided to go ahead and pull out the metal pieces and just clean them up a little because they had some surface rust and stuff starting to eat into them. So I just cleaned them off and threw a quick thin coat of self-etching primer over everything. So yeah, hopefully that'll keep it a little nicer and stave off the dashboard coming apart, because aside from this one spot where you can see the plastic bit is broken off, the dashboard's actually in really nice condition, all things considered. So yeah, if I can keep it looking a bit nicer, then well, just makes the car that much more nicer. And I've also been trying to work out a bit more of the wiring. I'm probably just gonna take the time to go through everything, pull out circuit diagrams, and hopefully we can figure out where some of these things like that wire that's just split and cut off for no apparent reason, figure out what they're supposed to go to and whether or not we need them anymore. It's honestly, I mean, it was dirty as all heck when I opened it up, but it's cleaning up pretty well. I'm not seeing any really nasty rusty spots anywhere that I'd be worried about. Honestly, I think the worst parts are on the floor, and those are pretty easy to handle. Might want to take the seat out again and clean up underneath it, because I remember there was a bit of rust under there, but pretty much all of it so far seems to be surface rust, which isn't a big deal. I'm in a fairly dry climate, so not that worried about it. But yeah, all coming along.